Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Google versus Facebook. Where should you focus your advertising budget and which one is the best for scalability? Is it Facebook, is it Google, and why? So make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the all notifications. I'm doing my best to grow this channel, so I'm trying to put as much content out there as I can. So I would very much appreciate your support. And if you're looking for any marketing advice or anything like that, then leave a comment down below. I will try to respond to as many of you as I can. And if you're looking for a consultation with me or for me to build a strategy for you, then please check the description. I will leave my website link down there to where you can fill out a form and we can see if we're a good fit and see if we can work together. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive in. Facebook or Google? Okay, let's first of all recognize the fact that these are two very different platforms that serve different things. On Google, somebody is pursuing something specifically. They're typing in exactly their needs and what it is that they're looking for, right? On Facebook, somebody's using a social media platform. So putting yourself in front of the Google customer instead of the Facebook customer is definitely going to be a lot more valuable from the perspective of, okay, well, this person's literally looking for something right now, right? Like, you're getting in front of that customer at, well, practically the right moment, right? Like, they're searching for whatever it is that they're searching for. Whereas on Facebook, they're trying to use a social media platform, and you're popping up in front of somebody's face, and if your creative is good enough, your ad is good enough, or your targeting is good enough, or both, then hopefully you will be able to disrupt that experience and have them go off that platform onto your website and hopefully doing something there. That being said, this is not as simple as that. Like if it was as simple as that, we would just say, okay, Google's better, let's just move on. This is more of a multivariate equation to where you don't just look at, okay, is it the right timing? You have to look at a lot of other things. Of course, pricing is one of them, reach is another, and a lot more. With that said, just to give you a little background, I have done well over $10 million in ad spend over the last like 4 years or so in different businesses, mostly my own. With Facebook specifically, I have done quite a bit of ad spend with Google, but not anywhere near as much as I've done with Facebook. One thing that I can definitely say is Facebook is notorious for banning advertisers out of nowhere. And this is something that I've been hoping that they would address for the past few years, and I haven't seen them making any progress. Literally year after year, it's been the same or worse. I've talked to Facebook employees and people that I know at Facebook, and I've voiced my concerns, and I've been very vocal about this, like, hey, what's going on here? It's crazy that somebody can be spending millions of dollars with you, that they have no problems with you, and then suddenly they wake up and their business manager and ad accounts are all banned, and there's nothing they can do about it. And especially now with the current situation, they have been even worse from the perspective that, hey, listen, we banned your ad account. You can appeal it if you want to, but we might respond, in a few weeks. What business can afford being on pause for a few weeks? There have always been some people that say, well, if you have to rely on one platform for your business, then your business sucks. And I think that's total nonsense. Imagine building a business and getting a lot of customers, from Facebook, from your advertising efforts, and you're doing fantastic. It's a profitable venture on that basis, and how well you're doing. You're hiring people in your company, and then one day, like this, they shut you down. And what do you do about it? You can't suddenly go to the office and tell people, hey guys, you can go and take a vacation because Facebook decided to shut us down. Like, that's not how it works, right? And they know better. That is one major concern that I've always had with Facebook. And it's always been very, very difficult, very anxiety-provoking every single time that I've had this problem. Then there's the other crowd of people, if you've been banned on Facebook, then, you've definitely done something wrong. Most of these people have never spent anything substantial on Facebook to know better, okay? So it's totally fine. How many people I know that have said that, and then a few months or a year or two later, they get banned and they come on some of the groups that I'm involved in, and they type in and they say, oh, finally this happened to me. And what am I going to do about it? Well, what can you do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. Facebook has a responsibility, especially after the recent scrutiny that it's been under, to make sure that they do a good job to keep bad actors off the platform. Are all their bans faulty? Absolutely not. They definitely ban a lot of advertisers that deserve to be banned, right? But they also ban a lot of advertisers that don't deserve to be banned. And that's because most of their decision making on what happens is done by an AI and not an actual person. Unless you send in an appeal, then someone from India, typically for us, will go and review that process. And then it's like, okay, who is that person? How are they deciding whether my business with Facebook should continue or not? And what's going on, right? And in a lot of cases, they might say, hey, no, you're banned and that's forever. And then, whatever, months later, you can send another appeal and they will say, hey, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. You're back on and working. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Whereas with Google, my experience has been quite different. Their customer service has been a lot more helpful, for sure, whereas the customer service that Facebook has not been as helpful or knowledgeable or competent. So they've done a very bad job on that, unfortunately. So both companies have customer service, but Facebook only has on chat. There's no phone number you can call Facebook. Doesn't matter if you're spending $50 a day or if you're spending $50,000 a day. Unless you qualify to be a partner of theirs and they assign a rep to you and they will get in touch with you, there's either going to be a pop-up that's going to show up on your newsfeed, or they will send you an email or something of that sort. You're not getting a phone number for a Facebook representative or anyone at Facebook. Let's be clear. With that said, Google is quite different in that regard. They do have some customer service, which is good. With Facebook, you might read the advertising policies. Something might not be very clear to you, so your first ad, you probably will walk on the line on the policies, and if you don't understand something and you break one of the policies, like a slight mistake, you're banned. With Google, that's not the case. They will disapprove your ads, and they will more or less let you know what's going on. They were quite helpful. Quite a lot of times that we submitted an ad and we actually were in some form of violation that was not very clear. They were very helpful to let us know, hey, we think this is what it is, you should tweak this and that, and try again. And it always worked. So my concern has never been, oh, if I submit something that is in possible tiny violation, not any blatant violation, then I'm gonna lose my account. Never been a concern with Google. Always been a concern with Facebook. That is a stark difference, just to start the conversation, that this has always been a problem. Facebook, on the other side, if you have a good sales process to where you can take leads that are interested, in a lot of cases, well qualified, and turn them from leads to, say, appointments or sales. If you have a good sales process, you're probably going to do a lot better with Facebook than you will with Google, just because reaching people usually is a lot cheaper on Facebook than it is on Google. And it's one of those things that they excel by quite a large degree. And it's one of those things that I've been able to make work very well for many companies, and why I've been preferring Facebook to Google, though I've grown very sick of those problems that I was mentioning. So I think that it really depends, once again, on what you're trying to accomplish. Both platforms are great. So if you have a decent advertising budget, I would definitely test both. And see what works best for your business. I would never tell you, hey, just go on Facebook, or hey, just go on Google, right? So again, it depends on what you're trying to do, what type of business you're in, what type of business model and things like this. And yeah, I think that would be a decent start. So if any of the previous worries you for any reason with okay, I want to scale my business and I want to have something stable, you're probably going to have quite a lot of problems with Facebook, whereas with Google, less so. Regardless, my advice, if you're trying to scale, is to never just rely on one platform. That's a mistake, regardless whether it's Google or Facebook. Just because, like, I have seen different policies come up that, for example, like even Google would go and ban a certain business model. Just like that. Hey, we no longer want to serve ads in this business model. That's it, right? Whereas before, it was always fine. Never rely on one platform, always diversify, look at different options, make sure to do that. So I think probably I'm going to have to shoot another video with more details on my perspective on the previous things that I mentioned. And if you guys have any questions about this, then please feel free. to reach out and ask me whatever questions. We can do a consultation, or if you have any questions regarding this video or what I said, you can comment down below, and I will try to respond to you as soon as humanly possible. And one more time, guys, if you can hit the subscribe button, it would help me a lot. I'm trying to grow this channel and push out as much useful content as I can. And I think that's it. Thank you, guys, and I will see you on the next video.